Today I'm going to talk about how having a communication with your angels can help you with your intimate relationships. So relationships can be a tricky arena and there can be a lot of growth involved, but there can be a lot of things to navigate with dating, relationships, marriage, ending relationships. And like I said, it's one of the areas of the most growth that you'll have in this lifetime, but it can also be some of the most challenging areas and things to make decisions about. So if you want to know how having a communication with your angels can help you have success in your relationships, stay tuned for this video. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Melissa Kitto. I make videos on how to communicate with your angels and spirit guides, to find your unique life purpose, and to develop your intuitive abilities. And so please hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned, be part of this community of amazing spiritual seekers. I'm so glad that you've found your way here on YouTube. Okay, so here are some of the ways that your angels can help you in the area of relationships in your life. This has been something that's been very present for me the past couple of years, and I have been walking the talk. I have been really asking my guides and angels questions to help me navigate this area of my life at this time. So the first thing that could really help you is if you're dating somebody, or this can apply to friendships as well, but I'm actually going to talk about, that romantic relationship area of life in this video, but just know that it can apply to other types of relationships too, a lot of what I'm saying. But maybe you're dating someone and you're not sure whether you want to continue that connection, or if it's in your best interest, or if it's an alignment for you. One question that you can ask your angels is if there is a spiritual contract with this person at this time. Because it could be that there was a very short contract, maybe even just one date, right? Or a 2-week contract, and then the contract is completed. So this can be something that's really, really helpful if you're not sure to continue a connection or not, or if it's worth pursuing. Then you can ask your angels that question and just know if there's a spiritual contract or not. For me, if there is a contract, then I'm going to continue communication with that person. And if there isn't, I won't, right? So, but that's something that it's hard for me to tell on my own. I'm too close to it. And so I ask my angels who have a bigger picture perspective on that to help me. I remember several months ago, there was a person I was connecting with, and when my angels indicated that the contract was ended, I could really feel the difference energetically. There was just no desire for me to really continue anything. It felt flat. It just felt over. And my inner guidance already knew that deep down. And really my angels were just giving me that confirmation to help me get over the fear and anxiety and all that stuff that can come up when we're, delving into relationship areas of life, right? Okay, so you can also ask if it's in your best interest to communicate with somebody. Texting, phone calls, meeting face to face. And that's been strange here in 2020 when we've had lockdowns and different things going on in different countries depending on where you live. It's muddied the waters as far as that goes. So even if there's a contract with somebody, maybe you're going to ask if it's in my best interest to communicate at this time. Because if you're entering into new relationships, we can get into our fear, and sometimes people will react to that by over communicating, like reaching out and almost being too needy. Okay, and then the opposite can happen where somebody becomes standoffish and they're not communicating, and that person you're sort of losing the connection with that person. So this can be a really good thing to recheck. At this time right now, is it in my best interest to call so-and-so? Or would it be better to wait? Or when would be the best time to reach out? So really interesting, maybe something that you haven't thought of. And this could, of course, happen if you're in a committed long-term relationship as well. This could also apply. Like, is it in my best interest to communicate? Is it better to give them some space? Getting that bigger picture perspective of your angels is incredibly helpful. So another thing that your angels can help you with is really seeing the spiritual growth that's present in that relationship or contract. So you could get out your journal and you could say, okay, with my boyfriend, with my girlfriend, with my husband, with my wife, please, angels, give me some key words to help me recognize what this contract is about. And I know for me, with my current relationship, a lot of the contract is to help me to overcome an old habit of holding back or not being comfortable asking for what I want. And that's a really key spiritual growth for me at this time. And I can see on the other side, I'm probably helping this person with having more empathy, because that's an area that he struggles with, and that's something that I've got down pat. So that's just an example for you guys of really pinning down what's the spiritual growth, because in order to kind of have an attraction and a connection with somebody, there is a component of spiritual growth involved in that. What is that person bringing me, and how are they helping me to grow myself? It's a religious concept that we have to stay with somebody forever. From a spiritual perspective, from a more detached perspective, we're going to have a contract with them as long as there is growth involved. If there's mutually beneficial growth, and fun and adventure is great too, of course. You know, relationships can be very, very fulfilling, but they won't be if there's no spiritual growth involved in it. So it's something that some people don't think about. Now, if you're on the other side of the coin, where this was me 2 or 3 years ago, where you're really sensing that it's time to end a relationship, you can ask your angels about whether that is in your best interest spiritually, and what the timing of that is. If you've been in a very long-term marriage, for example, you know, that is not a small thing to do. And so I know when I was ending my marriage, it was several months down the line that my angels told me would be the time. And so I knew that ahead of time, and I was kind of just preparing myself and getting ready for that transition. So it can really vary. There's no rules here. Every relationship, every contract is different. And that's why you're going to just get your personal team of angels and their unique perspective on it. And what I'll leave you with as well is you can ask your angels to help you to manifest a new relationship in the first place, if that's the stage that you're at right now, right? Be very, very clear about what you really, really want. My mistake in the past was thinking that the surface level things were important. What a person did for a living, or you know, what their hobbies were, or what their age was, or whether they were involved in a spiritual path or not. And over time, when I manifested that, but that person didn't have the personality qualities that I really wanted, I realized that what was more important was the inner stuff, right? The core values, not what it looks like on the surface, but how is that person treating me? And what is the growth involved? And can we relate to each other with a lot of mutual respect? And so when I got really clear about that, you know, I wrote it in my journal. I said, hey, universe, angels, this is what I desire. And it was really amazing looking back that within a month, I'd actually manifested a person who fit those traits. And the rest is history, so they say. So I hope this is helpful. It's a tricky one, because I'm sure some of you watching this have gotten a little bit triggered by some of the things I've said, perhaps. So I just have this very detached perspective on relationships. I feel like there is not just one soulmate for you in this lifetime. You have many affinities, many contracts. Some of you will be married for a lifetime, some of you won't be. And it's really up to you. There's no right or wrong. And to see this as a spiritual growth opportunity, I think is really the key to it all, because when you can keep that perspective, you know, you kind of know what you're getting out of it. You can still enjoy the process, but stay relaxed and stay detached and not so triggered by some of the little fears that can come up, like fear of rejection or neediness or fear of commitment, right? Having the awareness about contracts can help kind of keep some of that at bay and not let it overtake you. So let me know below if this video resonated with you. Where are you at with your relationships? Has communication with your angels helped you in that area of your life? And I do recommend watching this video next, and I've posted right beside me here. It's all about soul contracts, and I've referred to that in this video. So if you want to go and back and have that, first perspective on what is a spiritual contract and why are they important, go ahead and watch this video next. And I look forward to seeing you on over there.